Teaching 100. Love each other. 1. When I come to you as judge, you hear again that voice of Jehovah that made your body and spirit tremble in the first era. Then the men covered their ears, pretending not to hear the omnipotent voice of their God. Today I say to this people, do not cover your ears, do not close your heart to me. See how my infinite grace extends throughout the universe. Do not fear, I only want the offering of your love. 2. He who has been lacking has not known me. Have you been missing? If so, recognize that I have also descended as Father and as Teacher, to forgive you and teach you once again the way of salvation. 3. My judgment is one of love, not revenge. If I come to touch men with my justice, it is because I want to save you. If I come to take away their scepter from kings, it is because I want them humble. If I come to claim those who lead humanity, it is because I have seen that it is not love, peace and justice that they have sown in the hearts of their peoples. I only see that the fields have been sown with death, desolation, restlessness and misery. 4. The dead from their silence cry out for justice, and those who hunger for body and spirit are full of hatred in their heart, to overflow it when the moment arrives. 5. Humanity, I seek your reconciliation. You do not live in my law, nor in harmony with your God and with everything created. You do not have love between brothers, and that is the secret of happiness that Jesus revealed to you. What if you have lost the harmony between one and the other? Do you think you can preserve it with the elements of creation? 6. The hand of man has unleashed justice upon himself. In his brain a whirlwind stirs, in his heart roars a storm, and all this is also manifested in nature. Its elements are unleashed. The seasons become inclement. Plagues appear and multiply. It is that your sins grow, producing diseases, and sciences become foolish and reckless. It does not recognize the order of what is arranged by the Creator. 7. If I only told you, you would not believe it. It is necessary that you feel the result of your works so that you will be disappointed. You are precisely now in that moment of your life, in which you are going to see the result of everything you have done in sowing evil. 8. You who have heard this word, ask me in your heart, why don't I stop this disaster that men with their science have been preparing? To which I answer, it is necessary for the man who has filled also to drain the chalice. It has been a long time that nations with their racial differences and their ambitions have been preparing the fight to destroy himself. Only my charity is what has stopped him. But that proof of divine mercy has not let him see or understand humanity. 9. I am only going to leave you for a moment, and that moment of justice will be enough for you to remember the love of your Creator, because no one can exist without my law or my peace. 10. People, you who have had my presence as a judge, say, if my justice is similar to yours. Ask yourself, if I am worthy of being feared or loved. 11. Contemplate how the blessed seed of this doctrine has spread in fulfillment of my word. Of the great cities has descended to the humble regions, traveling roads and saving distances. It will not die. It may cease to exist in a heart that dies to faith, but by then, it will already be sown in other hearts. My word will leave this earth to go to other regions looking for hearts to germinate. No one will be able to prevent this doctrine from spreading. 12. Even now the wheat is mixed with the human seed, with all its imperfections, because you have not given heed to the essence of my doctrine. But when you open the eyes of the Spirit and your senses awaken to the truth, you will contemplate the divine purity of this revelation, and then, embracing it with all the love and zeal of your heart, then you will make it clean and pure, to make it known to humanity, divided and away from the path of my law. 13. If you believe that my word only speaks to those present, you are wrong. My word is for everyone who receives it, whether today, tomorrow, or a long time from now. It will be the same if you receive it through a spokesperson, by a witness, or through written account. 14. To the present and future your Father says, if you want to be sowers of truth, cultivators of what is spiritual, companions of peace, recognize the perfection of my seed and cleanse your heart. I will raise each one in the fight, pointing out roads and clearing regions. 15. Apparently it will be material needs that take you to other places, but the truth will be that it was your mission which raised you to show you the extension of uncultivated or half-cultivated lands, so that you can deposit the blessed seed that my Spirit has given you in this third era. 16. Pray for all the workers, your brothers. Unite all in a prayer of equality and fraternity. Watch over the congregations, whether they are large or small, near or distant. 17. Let the sap of the tree of life run through your being, so may your fruits also be of life. 18. My teaching is profound, disciples, but I have made available to you the means so that you can understand it. Receive the beings of the hereafter, who I have sent you with a message of light to help you move from the spiritual to the divine spirit. Listen to them, advising you to remove all materialism from your heart, so that you can transport yourselves to what is divine. Who better than them to talk to you about spirituality? When they mention the spirit mansion, they speak to you with knowledge, because from there they come to you. 19. Those beings pass through the crucible of purification, his struggle, his regret for past faults, his experience and spiritual elevation, have been the merits that I have found in them to send them to manifest among my people. 20. They are clean and can speak clean to the world. They love me and they love you. Therefore they have the right to speak of love. They are saturated with health and for that reason can impart health to the sick. 21. I have sent you as an example of humanity. Imitate them, making us worthy to speak of love, of regeneration, of peace, of spirituality. If you do so in truth, I tell you that among my people there will be no hypocritical Pharisees, of those who took great care of the material appearance and concealed rot and silt in their hearts. 22. Those who receive in their mind the vibration of these beings and those who listen to their messages should let them be manifest in fullness, so that their memory may be imperishable in the hearts of the multitude and their seed may be immortal in the heart of humanity. 23. The inspiration of that superior world will continue to guide and inspire my disciples, although I warn you that from time to time your communication will be more subtle and higher as your spirituality is greater. 24. This path is to go through it without stopping, although I must also tell you that you have to walk it step by step, and not in a dizzying race. 25. Do not sink into routine. Understand when the time has come to take another step on the path. Rush not to learn it, but don't delay in doing it either. 26. The way not to part is to stick to my word, withdrawing from any external act with which you would like replace the true fulfillment of my teaching. 27. You also have me as a teacher, as a father, as a doctor. Open your hearts, O multitudes, who come with your bundle of pains. Close your eyes for a moment to the mundane, and you will feel the presence of the spiritual. He a weary walker, you will perceive the shadow of an invisible tree that covers and comforts you. The heart in need of affection, you will feel that you have entered the divine home where the voice of a father is heard, as if it were a concert. The patient, you will have the sensation that a sweet and merciful hand has passed over your wound, filling it with balm and soothing your pain. 28. Learn to draw near to me, learn to ask me, to receive and to wait. You will then see how the wonders become apparent in your life. 29. This is a time when man will put his share of spirituality and faith so that the new miracles are realized. The world would like to see again the works that Jesus did in front of men. To which I tell you, you must not be striving to continue living in an era that has already passed. You have entered a new era, and in it I will give you lessons that have not yet been revealed to you, and I will repeat my works, but now in a more spiritual way. 30. You must be watching, disciples, because not only will I speak to you through this channel, I will also communicate with your spirit in the moments when your body sleeps. I will teach you to penetrate with preparation in that rest, and for your spirit to be released so that it rises to the regions of light, where he will take the prophecy to illuminate his path, transmitting his message to the understanding. 31. The disciple who knows how to receive his master the moment he seeks him does not stumble on the path, neither is considered weak or alone in the fight. 32. Come to understand what spirituality I want from you, so that you will not get confused in a fanatical mysticism, which instead of facilitating your spirit to understand the divine lessons, puts before him new darkness. 33. Prepare, disciples. Let your spirit begin to contemplate the life that awaits it, that world that keeps in its arcane of infinite greatness for the children of my divinity. 34. Do not delay the hour when your spirit comes to have that joy. 35. My people grow, multiply, not only on earth, but also in the spiritual valley. Among those spiritual crowds are those who had blood ties with you, whether they were your parents, siblings, or children. 36. Do not be surprised when I tell you that my people are so numerous that the earth could not shelter them, and that it must be much bigger still. When I have gathered it and not one of my children is missing, it will be given the infinite abode, that valley of light and grace that never ends. 37. Here on earth I only come to prepare you, to instruct you with my doctrine, so that you know how to approach that light. This humanity is only a portion of the people of God. It is necessary to let everyone know these explanations so that they can direct their life towards the idea of perfection. This divine message that is my word poured from the lips of the human spokesperson. I want it to reach all of humanity. My word is the bell that is calling the world. Your essence will move the peoples, making them wake up to meditate on spirituality, on the destiny of the spirit after this life. 38. As long as religions remain submerged in their sleep and do not break your routine, there will be no awakening in the spirit, no knowledge of spiritual ideals, and therefore there can be no peace among men, nor will there appear charity. The light that resolves grave human conflicts cannot shine. 39. To you who listen to me, I have called you my people, because I have entrusted you with my doctrine, so that you may invite men, not just to join you, because you still suffer from imperfections, but to really penetrate the path of my law, which is perfect. 40. There are many men distant from you, scattered in the peoples of the earth, hidden among the great multitudes, who are children of my people because they live in my law, and their ideal is to achieve spirituality through love for their fellow man, inspired by the Father. On the other hand, among these multitudes who come to hear my word day after day, there are those who, despite having heard me for years and years, I cannot still consider them as my people, because instead of love, they practice ill will. Instead of charity, show selfishness. Instead of carrying an ideal of spiritual improvement, their selfishness predominates in them, and they go following everything that flatters your vanity. 41. I said to my disciples at that time, I come to make you heirs of my kingdom. But do not believe that because you were with their master, they made themselves worthy of that grace. Remember that there was one who, having sat many times to eat with his Lord, and having lived with him and listened to his word many times, he was not worthy of receiving that celestial testament that the master entrusted to his disciples the last time he was with them at the table. 42. The kingdom of the Father is the inheritance for all children, and it is indispensable to attain that grace through merits of the Spirit. I want you not to see as impossible to reach the grace that brings you closer to me. 43. Do not be sad to hear in my word that you will reach the promised land with great efforts and work. Rejoice because he who directs his life towards that idea does not suffer from disappointment or is disappointed. It won't happen to him like it happens to many who go after the glory of the world and who after much struggle do not achieve it, or who they soon reach it and they have the pain of seeing it vanish into nothingness. 44. Disciples. My doctrine teaches you that without departing a step from your human duties and the noble ideals of this life, always carry before you the desire to walk towards God, making ourselves worthy of obtaining the reward that I have promised you. 45. The body is so united to the spirit that the latter, when it knows that its body suffers, feels as if the evil were in it. Take my spirit balm and anoint your body, overcome pain, impart faith and hope. 46. You come with sadness to mourn your sorrows with me, and the Master tells you that even when I have ahead of me of pain to heal among my children, I extend my charity and touch you, so that you feel the miracle of my caress and you wake up healthy bearing witness, so that others may come to me. 47. Those who know how to overcome the tribulations of life, never let them disturb their spirit. Here they are getting my presence with great joy in their hearts of disciples, while the one who has allowed himself to be overcome by trials comes sad, defeated. Instead of raising a spiritual hymn to me, he shows me only his pain and his tears. I receive that painful offering, but I want you to turn it into an offering of faith, trust, and peace. 48. You ask me, can I do nothing for you? My little ones, before you ask me, I have deposited in your hands what you need. But busy in the fight and walking without the light of faith, you do not know how to feel my presence, nor see what I leave in your spirit, nor contemplate the light of the new day that only awaits your awakening so that you can see it shine in its fullness. 49. Ask those who have seen the miracle performed in their lives. Ask those who come with the joy reflected in their face. They with their testimony will open a book for you, where you will read a story that will be an example and a stimulus for your faith. 50. How can you think that I love less the one who suffers the most? How can you take your pain as a sign that you are not loved? If you only knew that precisely out of love for you I came. Have I not told you that the righteous are safe and that the healthy does not need the doctor? If you feel sick and in your examination in the light of your conscience you judge yourself sinners, be assured that it is you I have come to see. 51. If you believe that God has ever wept, it certainly will not have been for those who are enjoying his glory, but for those who are lost or crying. 52. Here is the perfect way, because in my word is the light that leads to perfection. 53. My spirit penetrates your true temple, which is your heart. From there you have called me and asked me that I come to give you my word, and here I am. 54. You believe in me and speak my name with faith. He who keeps my teachings and puts them in practice, that one will be saved. 55. Your spirit will not be able to die in the darkness of turmoil, because of my blood shed from the cross on Calvary. He encouraged your spirit to set out on the path of its evolution, following in the footsteps of its master. I bought at the price of my blood, at the price of love. Since then you are prepared to rise from the dead. 56. By listening to me like this, you intimately confess yourselves sinners before my spirit. And when you feel that in your spirit because you have heard the claim of the consciousness, you enter into a communion of love with my divinity. 57. This love that draws near to you is the door of the kingdom of heaven that opens before your spirit as an eternal invitation. 58. Who of my children has weakened in his faith and is lost on the way, that I do not approach him to give him life? Who among those who are suffering in silence has not been heard by me? Who is orphaned on earth? Have you not felt in your life the presence and consolation of Mary that comforts you? Who dying has not heard in your conscience the same voice that said to Lazarus, "Get up and walk"? I am Christ, the comfort and the light of the world. I am with you always, in your faith or in your doubt, because I know that even the ones who deny me the most will finally be with me, overwhelmed by the weight of his works. 59. Come to me, all of you who are burdened with sorrows and with my word. I will make you understand. When you stop listening to me, you will continue feeling my sweet company. 60. Receive my light so that it illuminates the path of your existence, and at the hour of death you will free yourself from confusion. And in an instant, as you pass the thresholds of the hereafter, you know who you are, who you have been, and who you will be. Parable. 61. A king was surrounded by his subjects celebrating a victory obtained over a rebellious people, which became his vassal. 62. The king and his people sang victory. The king spoke thus to his people: "The strength of my arm has overcome and has made my kingdom. But I will love the defeated as you do. I will give them great lands in my domain to cultivate the vine, and thus as I love them, I want you to love them." 63. Time passed, and from among that people conquered by the love and justice of that king, a rebellious man arose to his king, whom he tried to kill while he slept, but only wounding him. 64. Faced with his crime, that man fled full of fear to hide in the darkest jungles, while the king mourned the ingratitude and the absence of his subject because his heart loved him so much. 65. That man, in his flight, fell prisoner of a people enemy of the king, and when he was accused of being a subject of the one they did not recognize, this one, frightened, loudly told them that he was a fugitive because he had just killed the king. But he was not believed, and they sentenced him to die at a stake after tormenting him. When suffering was next to be thrown into the fire, the king happened to pass by with his subjects, who were looking for the rebel. And seeing what was happening there, that man raised his arm, saying to the executioners, "What are you doing, rebellious people?" And to the voice majestic and commanding of the king, the rebels fell prostrate before him. 66. The ungrateful subject, who was still tied by the fire, awaiting only the fulfillment of his sentence, was absorbed and surprised to see that the king had not died and was approaching him step by step to untie him, pushed away the fire and healed his wounds. Then he brought wine to his lips, dressed him in a new white garment, and after depositing a kiss on his forehead said, "My subject, why have you left my side? Why have you hurt me? Do not answer me a word. I just want you to know that I love you. And I tell you at this moment, come and follow me." Those people who witnessed these scenes of charity, amazed and converted, exclaimed, "Hosanna, Hosanna," declaring himself an obedient subject of that king. That town only received benefits from its lord, and the subject that one day rebelled, surprised by so much love from his king, he made the intention of paying for those tests of affection without limit. Loving and forever venerating his lord, surrendered to his perfect works. 67. Behold, people, my word is very clear. Men fight against me and do not lose their friendship with me. 68. What harm have I done to men? What harm does my doctrine and my law cause them? 69. Know that how many times you offend me, the same you will be forgiven. But then you will be obliged to forgive your brothers how many times they offend you. 70. I love you, and if you move away from me one step, I take that same step to get closer to you. If you close the doors of your temple, I will knock on them until you open to enter it. 71. If you believe that you are already redeemed because I was on the cross, you also understand that you will have to make yourselves worthy of that rescue and follow that example. 72. Before me are those who sinned and today are blessed. Those who blasphemed and today receive sweetness on their lips. The adulteresses who did not have peace in their conscience have been forgiven so that they do not sin again, because I am the resurrection and life. 73. If you are the disciples and heirs of the word, never blaspheme. See that I have given you a sweet language to express every idea, every inspiration, and every feeling. 74. Here is my word, for the clumsy and for the understanding. 75. Be the good people, be like a clean mirror so that everyone can confess that I am with you. My peace be with you.